this felt like this was a quick one. But this is Sleepy Sunday, man, and I have a lot to do tomorrow, and we gotta get back and do the pod again. I gotta put if you guys didn't know, I just released a new mixtape today. It's called Six Judgment Nights. It's on my week ago, 9 days ago, and it was called Six. Size it because I'm gonna be coming out with everything. It's gonna. I don't know if you guys are familiar with an influencer, an internet influencer. His name is Boonk Gang. He used to steal and vandalize and do things like that and do pranks on people. They weren't necessarily pranks all the time, but he used to go in like donut shops and steal the donuts or like steal dogs off of Craigslist, and he would say "Boonk Gang," whole lot of gang shit. He was known for doing a lot of drugs, Xanax, smoking a lot of weed, taking multiple different variety of pills, and eventually, he got in a lot of legal trouble. Um, he wrecked a lot of luxury cars, and he went to jail multiple times. Cat from Florida, he lived in California for a minute. But at some point, he got his life together. He got sober, um, and he gave his life to God at some point, and he changed his life around, and now he is a Christian rapper. But the thing about that is he finally put the details out as far as when he moved to California, he got initiated into a Crip set, into the Venice Shoreline Crips. And he said he only did this to further his rap career and get his numbers up. Now, my thing is, if that's what you did to get your numbers up with the rapping, now you want to be a Christian rapper and you say your goal is to be the biggest, most famous, reformed Christian rapper. Are you actually being authentic with this lifestyle?
Or you just want to get some sales? Because a lot of people see that Christian rappers and they just buy albums because there's not a lot of Christian rappers out there, especially if you're good. You know what I'm saying?
Now, he is
And
pretty
most,
talented.
honestly, hold on. I'll
Go
get
ahead.
back to them. And a lot of those big Christian churches, they pay them good Christian rappers to come in there. So it's a bag grab. It's
Hmm.
a bag grab for real. But I would never stoop my low and be like, hey, I'm just doing it for the money and praise the Lord because Lord sees all.
Now, my whole thing is he's from Florida. He's from I want to say bro's from Tampa. I can't remember, so I don't even want to put him in the city. No, I think he's from Orlando. I think he's from Orlando. But Florida, they have Cali gangs as well as Chicago gangs. They have Vice Lords, they have GDs, they have Latin Kings, they have Crips, Bloods, Serenos, Norteños. They have all the gang. Is like everywhere else in America, right? Like
Hmm.
Detroit. Let's just say it's like Detroit. They have small Chicago gangs, well-known Chicago gangs. They have small LA gangs. They have Texas gangs. They have their own homegrown gang. Whatever the case is, he moved to
Everywhere.
California. He moved to California and got down with a random. I'm not trying to say they're random or irrelevant or small or insignificant Crip set, but it seemed like he just got down with the first gang that he was introduced to. I don't know. They might have, Shoreline Crips where he's from in his own city. I don't know that. But at the end of the day, he pretty much said, I couldn't agree with the politics. I didn't want to get down with the program. So when they beat me up twice, or when they beat me up, when I went to jail and they asked me where I'm from, and I said, "Oh, I'm not a Crip or a Blood." And one of the gang members was like, "Bro, you supposed to tell them you're a Crip. What you want me to help you? Were you scared?" And he was like, "Oh no, I didn't know what they were asking me. They asked me where I'm from. I said I'm from Orlando." Now, everybody knows if they say, where are you from in LA
They
or
don't
in
know what you're
California,
saying. What
they're
you
not
saying?
asking you where the fuck you live or where you were born. They're
They
not asking about you, the details on
wouldn't
your
know what
birth
you're
certificate.
saying. What you
Exactly.
saying? That's
He
what you.
knows, he knew that, bro. He knew that. But at the end of the day,
He
he
want to
didn't,
be new.
he wanted to be neutral. He got tired of this shit at some point as a celebrity.
But when you go to prison, you gotta put on. You gotta put on for your gang. I'm sorry.
He was in county. He wasn't in. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter where he was.
But
He
you
could
gotta
have
still
been.
put on. You gotta still put on. Whatever you claim, you gotta put on for. Come on.
So he got violated. He got violated
As he
twice.
should. As he should have got violated. As he
He
should
got
have got
violated in the
violated.
street. He didn't get violated for that. He got violated in the street, and then he got sober and became a Christian rapper. Now, as much as I want to believe that he's sincere and that he's sober and things like that, this man is a drug addict. So
That's a violation of stuff, ain't it?
I'm not a crip,
It's-
so I'm not exactly sure. I mean,
I,
Tookie
I know, I know,
Williams,
I know, I know if you know some type of organization that I'm kind of familiar with some of their laws. I know if you affiliate with that and you on drugs, that's a violation
they don't
itself.
have lit like that's Chicago's. They don't have lit like that,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm
They
saying. That's
have
what I'm saying.
rules, but they don't have lit. So it's
No,
a little bit different. So it's more of a free
that's what I'm
for
saying.
all.
I don't know, but I'm saying I know. Like I said, but I know what I know. You know what I'm saying? That's a violation. You got to order for that. That's all I'm saying. But I know.
They were more so using him for the bag. So they were, but at the end of the day, it's more so you can't just say whatever. You can't just say whatever. What you do in your own time, you're the bag. You're the only millionaire that we had in the set for fucking who knows how long. You know what I mean? I'm saying, obviously
Probably the
they didn't
first
let him get
millionaire
away with.
ever.
They didn't let him get away with just anything because they beat him. But at the end of the day, he was just not with the shit. So he left. Now my whole point was he's a drug addict. And once a drug addict, always a drug addict is what they say. So if you're already in that state of mind, if you think like that, you are limited to certain habits and behaviors. So if you came in this, you came to the organization trying to get clout. It seems like you just jumped to a whole nother organization to get clout.
Mm-hmm.
Like why do you have to be
I don't
Why
need
do
a bag.
you have to be a Christian rapper specifically? Because if I was in that predicament, I wouldn't label myself a Christian rapper. I would say, look, I'm a non-secular rapper. I'm not going to talk about carnality. I'm not going to
I'm,
label
I'm
myself a
a casual
Christian
rapper.
rapper, though. I don't have to rap about God and Jesus every bar, but I would allude to that and slowly transition into that, but I'm not going to overnight. Nigga, you were just talking about fucking bitches, killing people, shooting guns, cripping, getting drunk and crashing cars. You took a break for 3, 4 months. It might have been a year, and now all you talk about is God and Jesus. He did do a small transition because I am a cool little fan. He did do a small transition where he was talking about politics and law and society and things like that. But that was one mixtape, bro. One mixtape. It didn't last too long. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it just looks like usury.
Like I
It
said,
looks like usury.
it's a money grab. That's why I said it's a money grab. So
Hopefully it isn't. I'm not a Christian. I don't really.
I'm just saying, hopefully it isn't. But by the way, I'm watching the Eagles game. The Eagles is 10, the Cowboys up. The score is
Actually, I think he changed his name to Holy Gabbana. Holy Gabbana, as in Dolce Gabbana. I don't know how to spell that Italian ass shit. I don't know why he changed his first name was Boonk Gang, and then he changed his name to John Gabbana. Then he
They should
changed his
have
name to Holy
changed his name to
Gabbana.
Christ Game.
Hmm?
They should have changed his name to Christ Game if that's the case. Christ
Christ
Game.
Gang? Nah, he probably thought that was a little on the, I don't know.
CG. CG.
That would be cool. That would actually be a little bit more marketable. Or a holy gang? Nah.
Oh, HG.
That could have been his whole squad. Cause the first thing that he did was I think he fought Logan. No, he fought Supreme Patty, the YouTuber. He did a celebrity boxing match. I believe it was for 6 figures. He beat that nigga's ass, and he kept hashtag holy hands. I was like, all right, that's cool, whatever. I watched that.
Oh, so you went from game banging to fighting a YouTuber. Come on, that sounds kind of soft to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He already had clout, bro.
No,
Do
no,
you
no.
know?
Hold on. I'm glad he got it back for the fight. I'm glad he won the fight. Whoop de whoop. What I'm saying, as a person, if I'm in the lifestyle of game banging and everything, that looks soft to me.
He
Cause you
wasn't
went,
game banging, bro. He just got put on for a
hey,
year. He wasn't game
hey,
banging.
you put on, you trying to act tough. That don't look tough to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's that's from the outside looking in. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to talk down on dude. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, that look kind of soft. But it is what it is.
That was the whole point. So like in Cali and well, it's really specifically LA, which I thought he lived in like Fresno or something at some point. But in LA, apparently what they try to make people do, certain type of people with a certain type of image, it's like an extortion type of thing where they want you to align yourself with a hood at some point, like Soldier Boy, but it's not a Soldier Boy, Chris Brown, and all of them, and that one weird ass dude YB in the beard. But it's not like you have to. You're a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's more so you're paying for security, and you get clearance to go certain places, right? But it's not necessarily that you're there. You're just funding their endeavor. So people are gonna be asking you like, oh, are you a blood? You a crip? Or like, who are you aligning yourself with? How are you staying safe in this city?
I put
It's
my
like, are you with the Pyru? Are you plugged with the Crips in Compton? Are you plugged with the 20s? Are you plugged with the Hoovers? Who do you know around here? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, Chris Brown and Soldier Boy chose to plug themselves with the Pyrus in Compton. I think they're Treetop. I don't know. Fruit Town or Treetop, one of those two.
so they
Uh,
pretty much part of Rec 100 crew then.
Whack 100 is from Pacoima, which is like the equivalent of Rockford, Illinois.
Okay,
Whack
so
100 is not from LA. Whack 100 is from like Rockford, the Rockford version of LA.
okay.
It's not even in LA. It's called Pacoima Pyrus.
So they ain't part of the Peru set through Rec 100 then. Okay.
No, all Pyrus come from Compton.
Okay, I'm just
But
yeah.
yeah, no.
I thought the
Treetops is YG, and Fruittown Brims. I think they're I think they're from YG set or some shit like that, or Tiger set or something like that. But no, Tiger's from LA. He's not from Compton. I don't know, bro, but they're from some Compton set. Whatever the case may be, they try to do little goofy ass shit like that. So just like when Puffy went to LA, he was aligned with the South Side. Compton Crips. So people come out, people go out there and they get I don't even want to use the word extorted, but they align themselves just in case. You know, Wiz Khalifa aligned himself with I don't even want to put his business out there because everybody doesn't know that. But at the end of the day, people do it, but they get too deep. It's not just going through handing out turkeys every Thanksgiving, or they're like, hey, one of the big homies got banged up. We need like 50,000 for the bond. Can you hook us up? Some people they get caught up in that, and some people they take it a little too far. When it comes to that, they end up getting extorted, or they end up becoming in debt somehow. Or they want to go over there and take pictures and kick it and hang out and shit like that. That's what happened with Wayne when Mac 10 became a part of became a part of Cash Money. He turned them all Queen Street Bloods from Inglewood. Because at some point they were going to need to go to LA, and because they just liked his style and he finessed and he put it down. Before that, it was really no game banging in New Orleans. There was GDs, there was boss pimps, there was vice lords, and I think a sprinkle of Crips outside of the city of New Orleans, but they weren't game banging like that at all
Oh, no,
until Mac 10.
hold on, BG and Juvie, they was game banging way before then, though.
There wasn't Bloods and Crips. This is in BG. Juvie was not gang banging. This nigga didn't even sell crack before he was in fucking Cash Money. This nigga said he worked at fucking ice cream shop or some shit. And yeah, he got caught with 2 heroin charges and a gun or some shit, but after that he got a job. Like that nigga said when he signed with Cash Money, he had like $150 to his name. And he didn't even quit when he didn't quit his job till he dropped his like second album, or he got the solo album and then he dropped another album. He detailed it on Vlad on his most recent interview. It was pretty interesting. But
I gotta listen.
BG, they didn't really game. Like they don't have organized gangs out there. Even to this day, that gang banging shit really didn't last that long, bro.